Drive sober or get pulled over. That's what law enforcement want you to keep in mind when going out for New Year's celebrations.
Finally, if you're thinking the Arctic blast was all hype, check this out.
It started.
They're taking a pair of shorts out of the hot tub to test how long it will take for them to freeze. Let's start the clock.
Done?
Not yet.
A minute and 30.
Yup, 90 seconds, and the Great Frozen Shorts test is over.
Crazy.
Brr. And that's Inside Edition for today. We'll see you next time.
Your world has been turned upside down. The one who cared for you may no longer be able to care for themselves. Now you're facing a difficult decision. Love and Care Assisted Living can help. With our 15:2 resident staff ratio, your loved one is cared for with the attention and care of a family member. Love and Care Assisted Living, an environment that feels intimate, safe, and like home. Now accepting new residents. Contact us today for your personal tour and see what Love and Care can offer.
The WTAP family of sky cams, each placed throughout the valley so that you can check weather and traffic conditions. The Jan Dill Sky Cam in downtown Marietta, the Highmark Sky Cam in downtown Parkersburg, the Warner Kia Sky Cam in Constitution, Ohio, and the Ohio University Sky Cam at Ohio University. All with live video feeds from around the valley. It's just another way WTAP keeps you informed. This is home. Closed captioning sponsored by Superior Toyota Hyundai and WVU Medicine Camden Clark. Live from our studios at One Television Plaza, this is WTAP News at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Phyllis Smith. Turning to the weather first, meteorologist Kirk Greenfield joins us now with the first look at your forecast. Kirk?
What a super day we've had in the Mid-Ohio Valley. Bright sunshine, warm temperatures, most of the ice and snow melted away, but now we're past sunset and we're still at 45. That's not bad, it's just unexpected. The Jan Dill's Marietta Skycam atop the Lafayette Hotel says with wind chill, we're feeling like it's 43, but that's still good. Winds out of the southeast at 5, the relative humidity is 46%, and the pressure 30.20 inches is falling. So this evening we anticipate temperatures that'll drop down through the 30s, staying above freezing at least through midnight, but unfortunately we are not going to be able to stay out of the freezing range for the entire night. It's just slipped a couple of degrees. So how long will this freeze last, and what can we say for New Year's Eve? We'll take a look at that forecast when I return. Back to you.
Thank you, Kirk. 2 people died Wednesday afternoon following a house fire in McConnellsville. According to the Malta-McConnellsville Fire Department's Facebook page, the department responded to a residential structure fire. The Stockport Fire Department, Beverly Volunteer Fire Department, Morgan County Sheriff's Office, and the Ohio State Highway Patrol responded to the scene. Also helping were inactive, honorary, and retired firefighters and a past employee firefighter paramedic and his wife, a paramedic who was passing through the village who came out to help. The Ohio Fire Marshal's Office, the Malta-McConnellsville Fire Department, and the McConnellsville Police Department are leading the investigation. A 2-vehicle crash happened at the intersection of State Route 7 and State Route 550 this morning. According to the Ohio State Highway Patrol, the call came in around 10:45 a.m. and State Route 7 was shut down for roughly 40 minutes. A Chevy Equinox driven by Daniel Benton stopped at the stop sign for State Route 550, then turned left onto State Route 7. While attempting to make the turn, the Equinox was hit by a Toyota RAV4 driven by a Stephanie Middleton traveling on State Route 7. Barbara Roden was a passenger in the Chevy Equinox. Patients were transported to Marietta Memorial Hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. Athens Conservancy now has the mineral rights to coal reserves in northern Athens County. The mineral rights for roughly 10,000 acres was donated to the organization. Athens Conservancy will continue to let a coal company mine on a portion of land they were already leasing until 2033. Athens Conservancy plans to keep the rest of the 10,000 acres untouched. President of the Athens Conservancy, Donna Goodman, talked about how this will impact landowners.
Keeping coal in the ground it aligns with our mission, which is to protect forests and farmlands and waterways, including, cherished private lands, state wildlife areas, and national forests. So keeping it in the ground will protect surface landowners on those 10,000 acres from future impacts of mining that could, impact their farms, streams, and forests.
Goodman went on to talk about how keeping the coal in the ground will protect and enhance their local economy since people visit Athens County for the natural beauty. Drive sober or get pulled over. That's what law enforcement want you to keep in mind when going out for New Year's celebrations. Trooper Leah Mikes with the Marietta Post of the Ohio State Highway Patrol says there will be a lot of officers out working overtime this weekend. Trooper Mikes says they see an increase in drunk and impaired driving during the holidays. Trooper Mikes explained that impaired driving includes more than just drinking. It also includes drugs, medications that make you tired or slow your reactions, or just being tired. She also emphasized if an accident happens, it's not just the driver that could face charges.
Somebody is drinking at your house, at your party, and you know about this and you let them drive off, you are also civilly liable for that. Criminal charges can be brought against you as well if you have been providing them with alcohol and they leave your residence or your party and become involved in a crash and get injured or injured someone else.
Trooper Mikes encourages everyone to plan ahead, plan your way home, get a designated driver, and be careful on the roads. Today is Pledge of Allegiance Day. Around 77 years ago, Congress adopted the pledge into the United States flag code. For many, the pledge represents more than just something you say before school, meetings, and ceremonies. There have been several versions of the pledge over the years, with the final version being the one many of us know by heart. For veterans like Darren Shrewsbury, it's more than pledging allegiance to a flag. It's about what the flag represents.
The flag represents the country, and that flag is recognized worldwide as a symbol of freedom. And there's been many people who have died protecting that flag and or fighting for that flag.
Shrewsbury wanted to remind any veteran that is in need of anything to reach out to any of the veteran organizations in the area, even if you are not a member. Students had the chance to learn about 3D printing today at the Teen 3D Printing Academy at WVUP. Our Chase Campbell has more.
Students gathered at WVUP's Workforce and Economic Development Building for the Teen 3D Printing Academy. The 3D Printing Academy offered students the chance to learn about various aspects of 3D printing. The teens built their own printers to take home and learned about the different uses of 3D printing. Instructor Logan Mace said the goal of the Academy was to focus on the real-world applications of 3D printing technologies.
So what we're trying to do is prepare them for this technology to be more adopted into other industries that they might not even know about at the moment or that might be emerging, so they're ready for that when it is become more accepted in those different industries.
Mace said that the applications of 3D printing go well beyond what many might be familiar with.
So that's one of the things that a lot of people don't realize once they get into this academy or they start 3D printing in itself. They think that it's just like Baby Yoda's on their desk or something like that, but that's not really it. It's not just the fun things, and it can be, absolutely, but it's also the things like prosthetics. It's also the things that are emerging, like 3D printing human skin cells, which sounds strange, but it is something that they're exploring right now for prosthesis.
For the students who attended, having hands-on experience with 3D printing proved enlightening and enjoyable.
The experience is overall amazing.
It's been fun. Had a good time, trying to figure things out and getting used to it.
Though the students' families did have to pay for the program, Mace said the bulk of the funding was covered by a donation from Chemours.
What the students have to pay or their families have to pay is just a fraction of that cost, and it's made possible by our local companies like Chemours.
Thanks to support from their local partners, WVUP's Workforce and Economic Development Division has been able to offer teens and adults a variety of other academies in fields including healthcare, criminal justice, and media. Though these programs dwindled during the pandemic, Mace said they're coming back now in full force. Chase Campbell, WTAP News. This is home.
Still ahead, President Biden is rolling out a new nationwide plan to combat homelessness.
Well, the big thaw is here with temperatures over 50 today, but will it last? That's next.
Tonight's News Poll is sponsored by Baker & Baker Jewelers and by the Basement Doctor of West Virginia.
Seniors are overpaying for life insurance, sometimes more than twice the monthly rate of what they could be paying. If you've bought a guaranteed acceptance plan, please pay close attention. A 60-year-old male pays almost $90 a month for less than $11,000 in coverage with a guaranteed acceptance plan. But Senior Life Insurance Company qualified him for $11,000 in whole life protection for less than $48 a month. That cut his monthly life insurance rate in half and saved him over $500 a year. A 75-year-old female could save over $50 a month for more coverage by switching to Senior Life. That's a savings of over $600 a year. Call Senior Life now to compare your current policy and see how we could save you hundreds of dollars a year on your life insurance. We might even be able to help you get money back on your current overpriced policy. Stop overpaying for your life insurance. Call Senior Life Insurance Company now for your free quote.
Well, Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday to everyone in the Mid-Ohio Valley, especially to the players and coaches that give us the access we have to come cover you guys on a nightly basis. We hope you have a great 2023 and beyond.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to the entire Mid-Ohio Valley from my fiance and I. Thank you so much for making us feel welcomed and have a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Mid-Ohio Valley.
Happy holidays from WTAP. You're watching WTAP News at 6 with Phyllis Smith, Kirk Greenfield with your pinpoint weather forecast, and Ryan Wilson with sports.
According to government statistics, people experiencing homelessness die nearly 30 years before the average American. With the historic winter storms, exposure to the elements can turn deadly in a matter of hours. This week, the Biden administration is rolling out a new plan to combat homelessness. WTAP Washington News Bureau reporter Molly Martinez has more from Washington.
On this chilly December morning, Michael here is getting ready to start his day.
The lady gave me a couple of blankets.
Michael tells me he's lived on the streets for about 6 months.
And lost a job.
He says he used to work at a water treatment plant. Now, Michael spends most nights sheltered in this portico next to a convenience store, relying on the kindness of customers coming in and out.
I usually beg them for something.
According to the Department of Housing, Michael is one of about 580,000 Americans living outside at any given time. An estimated 1.25 million Americans were unhoused at some point during 2020. It's an issue the Biden administration is looking to tackle head on, especially in these cold winter months.
When we have extreme temperature changes, whether it's heat or cold, we see some life-threatening situations.
The administration is rolling out its all-in plan, which aims to reduce the number of unhoused people by 25% by the year 2025. Its main pillar is Housing First, which would shore up available housing. Through funds of the American Rescue Plan, the White House says 20,000 units will be made available by the end of December. The idea is that issues of addiction or mental illness can't be treated without first meeting the need of having a place to stay. For Michael, it's a first step.
I know you're always going to have some trials and tribulations, though. It's how you get over it.
This all-in plan also includes measures that would roll back the criminalization of homelessness and the clearing of homeless encampments. In Washington, I'm Molly Martinez.
Now let's go to Kirk Greenfield for another look at the forecast. Kirk?
Well, a lot of people were extremely pleased today with the bright sunshine and the melting of the snow and the ice. Some of the kids that wanted to go sledding, though, they're more upset, and I can understand that. Let's take a look at our radar satellite composite. We do see a couple of brief disturbances going through. That's basically Virga never reaching the ground, those green flashes over what looks like Ritchie County here. We'll go through one more time. Yeah, they're out of the picture, and really nothing bearing down on us, just a little bit of thin cloud cover tonight. The Highmark West Virginia Skycam says we're at 45. It feels like 43. Winds out of the southeast barely at 5 miles per hour, but that southerly flow is what helped us today. 46% relative humidity. The pressure, 30.20 inches, is continuing to fall. Now, our current temperatures around the area, 45 is fairly common, 43 in Athens, 42 at Columbus, Toledo, Cleveland, Wheeling. Pretty common throughout the area. The breeze is just barely moving from the southeast, maybe 3 to 5 miles per hour. And when we look for wind chill, we really don't see much for us. But as you get up by the lake, there may be a little bit more. Certainly none of the scarlets or the pinks or the extreme that we had seen with that latest Arctic outbreak. So our 24-hour temperature change, good 11 to 12 degrees warmer now than we were yesterday at this same time. In short, because of the sunshine and that southerly flow. No radar echoes left at this point. In fact, when we look for the center of circulation, the high has drifted off to the east, but we're still seeing some of that, pardon me, some of that flow coming up from the south. As a result, it's a very pleasant evening. We're not going to be able to stay above freezing, though. Clear skies. As we go overnight, it's going to allow the temperature to escape. We're going to get down just about to freezing near 6 a.m. And then the cloud cover moves in, kind of broken as we get into Thursday morning. Not really going to be a problem. A mix of sun and clouds. And then as we go into the afternoon, again, it's broken. And by the time we get to Friday morning, it looks like the heaviest downpour is going to be Indiana and down the lower Ohio River Valley. So for us, not as cold. We expect to just kiss about 31 or so as we get into the early morning hours, then back to 55 tomorrow, even warmer yet than today. And when we look at the extended forecast, we stay above freezing. In fact, New Year's Eve, there's almost a 100% chance of precipitation now, and it'll slightly spill over into Sunday, although Sunday's looking more dry. And look at the temperatures up to the 66 degree mark by Tuesday, again with another round of showers potentially for Tuesday and Wednesday. So it does look like we're going to end the year on a warm note. Tonight's winner for the Sketch the Outdoors contest, sponsored by People's Bank, is Trimming the Tree by Nathan Powell, age 7 of Guysville. If you'd like to enter the daily contest, submit your digital copy of your child's outdoor artwork on our WTAP webpage. Look for the entry Sketch the Outdoors and follow all directions to upload and enter. Please name your artwork. A new winner is drawn each weekday and presented at both 6 and 11 p.m. newscasts. Phyllis?
Thank you, Kirk. Still ahead, this New Year's Eve, the Blennerhassett Hotel will be hosting a grand ball. We'll tell you more next at 6.